Hey guys, Ben here from Cinderblock Studios. I'm back with How to Be an Artist Part 9. The process, not the product. Stick around. So this week I was actually over on the DeviantArt forum, which I am actually quite often, specifically the general art-related discussions thread, and I found two different subthreads that were kind of surprising to me that the questions were even asked. But I think it's important to kind of talk about them, and it's actually something I've thought about doing a blog post about in the past, but I don't know if I ever got around to it. So it's this idea that if you're an artist, you have to love the process as well as the finished product, which in this case would be a completed piece. I'm about 75-80% through this piece, but my goal at this point is not for it to be done. It's just to enjoy myself, and I never thought that was a topic that was, I don't want to say controversial, but it's a topic that I guess a lot of artists maybe don't get. Like that seems really strange to me that the questions were even really asked, and the questions were roughly something along the lines of either how important is it to enjoy the process, or why is it important at all? And I thought that was really strange, because I was like, wait a minute, if you're not enjoying the process, why are you doing something? It's like, I think the one that caught my attention was like, I like a finished drawing, but I don't like the process of drawing. It's like, and I, as well as I think several others, were like, I don't think you like drawing. It's the thing. It's like, I love the sound of a symphony. I just hate composing a symphony. It's like, well, I don't think you're a composer, you know. And I think there's you don't want to totally discourage people from creating, but at the same time, it's like, if you're not enjoying the process, stop. Like, don't torture yourself, you know. People that love finished art and don't like the process are usually people that collect art. We need a lot more collectors out there than we do creators, that's for sure. Helps keep us creators working and ability to feed ourselves. That's a good thing. But so it just really kind of struck me. It's like, how do you not enjoy the drawing or the painting process and like actually want to be an artist? Like, that's the whole point. Like, if you're not enjoying the process, something's definitely wrong. And not necessarily wrong with maybe like you as a person, but maybe something's wrong with your process. Maybe you're going about things the wrong way. Maybe you're what I kind of keep seeing with the attitude is this sort of like the desire for instant gratification of art. Like, you want it to be done, but without doing any of the work. And it's like, well, that's nothing in life works that way. You can't be done with something without having the work be done by you or a machine. Thankfully, the level of human creativity needed to make art is something that will never have it really replaced by machines, but still, it's like, you've gotta know when to just sit and have fun. And art, really, a lot of times, it's like, I posted a tweet up, I think early this week or maybe last week, and it was this idea that I've kind of been harping back to, because something I've kind of had to remind myself. I'm like, even if you're doing art for money, which to some degree I am, as soon as you start thinking about it as work, then stop working, because then you've lost the fun, you've lost the artistry of it. You can't be so ingrained of I have to do this, it's client work, or whatever it happens to be. As soon as you kind of lose the fun, then you've lost the point entirely. You've got to really kind of don't be afraid to cut loose, and art should be fun. And the whole thing is, the process is so important to that. It's not about the finished piece at all, really. I mean, to promote something, yeah, it's about the finished piece. You want to sell something, it's about the finished piece. But as a creator, it's all about how you got there. It doesn't matter. Like, I'll finish a piece and generally be happy with it, and that alone took several years to even get to the point where I could finish something and be happy with it. But usually by the time I'm doing my next project, I start seeing flaws in the thing I did previously. I'm like, oh, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. I should have done that differently. And we are our own worst critics, and that's sort of the truth of the matter. Is like, as an artist, like you can be happy with what you made, but at the same time, it's not about what you made at the end of the day. It's about enjoying the process of getting there. The old Tolkien quote of the journey, not the destination, and that's the whole point. It's you're not really making art to have something cool to sit in your hands. You're making art because you love the process. So I think if there's definitely a trend of artists that have seen something cool and like, I want to start trying to make stuff like this, but they skip over the idea and the concept of it still takes labor. I don't at this point. I'm still work because work again. I'm kind of harping against the idea of work, but it's artwork. It's not just art. Art is short for artwork, or artist if you really feel the need. But the artists in the early days weren't sort of these free spirit creatives. They were craftsmen. They're people trained to do a job, and they did. For usually clients in a lot of Western art, it's cathedrals and stuff like that. But this concept of art for the sake of making something that only looks pretty, and there's nothing beyond that. That's actually a very, very new concept. So, as an artist, you have to be able to enjoy the process if you want to work long term, I'd say. Because if you're not enjoying painting, if you're not enjoying drawing, maybe you're not an artist. And I hate to even be that blunt about it, but if there's nothing about the process you like and you just like the finished product, you're not an artist. And I hate to be blunt, but that's really the truth of it. Is if you don't enjoy the process, do something else. Do something you enjoy the process of. Or you don't have to draw constantly if you don't necessarily want to be a professional. Just use it as a side. Like, I enjoy playing guitar, but not all the time, and that's okay. I don't really consider myself a musician, but I'm somebody who occasionally plays music. Maybe you're somebody who doesn't really consider themselves an artist, but occasionally you like to draw or paint, and that's fine. I definitely will take no offense to that at all. But you gotta have to know that going in. Like, if every second you spend drawing or painting is not enjoyable, then it's not for you. So I know that sounds a little strange coming from this series called How to Be an Artist, but I think that's just a hard truth that you have to get in your head. That if you really don't enjoy working all the time, it's okay to take breaks, it's okay to be tired. Heck, I paint for 6-8 hours, I'm tired, I want to take a break. But, or stop for the day, or from, get to the point where I'm satisfied. But if I wake up in the morning and I don't want to paint, I think that's a problem. I wake up in the morning and know I have to do other things. But like today, I have a day off. And it's like, the second I get up, I pour myself a glass of orange juice and I come down here and I paint. That's it. I don't think about anything else for at least 5 to 6 hours. Because I love the process. And the reason why I do videos, the reason why I talk about paint and talk about the just general level of, like, I learn about my paint all the time. I learn about the pigments. I learn about the makeup of it. I'm always getting new materials because I love creating and I love the process behind it so much. And if you don't have that, you're going to definitely hit that wall. You're going to say, why is the process important? It's like, because if you want to be an artist, you have to love the process more of the product of getting there. Again, this piece it's getting there. You know, I'll probably finish this sometime, probably before noon today. It's like 9:30. I've been working on it for about an hour and a half today, and then past couple of weeks it's been like 3 hours here, 3 hours there. But yeah, you gotta really get yourself in a mood. Like other parts of the series, I've talked about building yourself an inspiring workplace and forging your path and getting a drive. But the core of really this how to be an artist idea is you got to make stuff and you have to enjoy what you're doing. Because if you don't enjoy what you're doing, you wouldn't be doing what you do. You know, if a musician cut an album and then never toured, never played live anywhere, never worked on any new songs because the work was done, then, you know, that musician disappears. They fall by the wayside. But as long as you keep working, keep enjoying the process, your workshopping stuff, you're going to create something incredible. And I think that's a really valuable thing. So I'm actually not sure how long I've been ranting, so I should probably stop. But I'm interested to hear what you guys think down in the comments below. If you've encountered this idea before, or if you've experienced this idea of not liking the process as much, because that's, again, for me, I'm biased. That's such a weird and foreign concept to me that I'm really struggling to grasp how somebody could feel that way about painting, because I love it so much, but I don't really get how someone could want to draw but also not want to draw. And I think that's a dangerous mindset to get yourself into. How do you get yourself out of it? I don't know. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're just not meant to enjoy the process. But try a new medium if you haven't. Keep pushing to try and find something you like about it in a process. Sometimes the process is just finding your process. Maybe you don't have a process yet. That's sort of the point of the painting process videos, or one of the points of them. It's not just like a time lapse is just the finished product. A painting process video is the joy and the love of getting there, and that's really fun. So if you enjoyed this, learned something, want to listen to me rant some more, hit the like button, jump in comments, let me know your thoughts on this. Get subscribed if you're not already. Consider supporting me on Patreon if you're financially able to. And this has been from Cinderblock Studios, and I will see you guys next time.